Did you hear? Evans, Georgia just got named by Money Magazine as the best city to live in. And that's awesome. But where in the world is Evans, Georgia? Hi, I'm Kimberly Lahodny with the Georgia Coast Homes team and Keller Williams in Augusta, Georgia. And I'm about to give you the skinny on the newest best place to live in the USA. Evans, Georgia is 10 minutes northwest of Augusta, Georgia. And it sits on the Savannah River, a beautiful body of water that actually separates Georgia from South Carolina. And on September 22nd, 2020, Money Magazine named Evans, Georgia, this little suburb of Augusta, the very best place to live in the USA during a pandemic. And the parameters were pretty simple: affordability, job growth, economic growth, top-rated schools, and what makes this community a hidden gem. And personally, having relocated to Evans, Georgia, I can say that this article is dead on. Let's start with affordability. According to Money Magazine, they put the median home price in Evans, Georgia at $241,000. And that's for a home of 2,500 square feet in a nice neighborhood with a community pool and park in a great school district where the schools are walking distance. And I'm not kidding, it's totally true. And then there's the gas prices, the price of food, and regular home goods. Let me give you an example. When my husband and I first moved here, we went to go register our cars, and we had just moved from California. We were used to paying a car registration between $350 and $400 a year. We went in, and Georgia asks you to pay a stipend of money up front that's about a quarter of the value of your car according to Kelley Blue Book. And then for the rest of the time that you live in Georgia, your registration is $20 a year. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Now let's talk jobs. Because you're thinking, wow, the schools sound wonderful, the homes sound wonderful, but where am I going to work? And let me tell you, you have a plethora of choices. First of all, Amazon is coming. We also have 11 local hospitals and the only public medical school in Georgia, which means that we have an incredible number of doctors living in Evans alone. Then we have RecTech, we have Club Car, we have Easy Go golf carts, we have John Deere, and it goes on and on and on. We have so many fun places that you could get a job, and they're all hiring. Georgia also happens to be very business-minded. And if you're thinking about starting your first business, we are asking you to come here. I mean, this is probably small business and small company friendly in a way that you had never thought you would be embraced. Trust me, there's room here for what you're selling. We have major economic growth as well. Fort Gordon, who is actually the biggest employer in our area, has asked for all of the branches of the armed forces to come down to the Evans area. And the men and women who serve our country are actually driving major economic growth in all retail areas. Not to mention that we have this small golf tournament that people really enjoy coming to every April. Yes, I'm talking about the Masters, and it is a major tourist event that doesn't just impact Augusta, Georgia, but Evans gets all that wonderful retail spending, consuming, and our residents welcome it with open arms. And now our excellent schools. I don't know what I can say about our schools that can praise them enough. Because we have so many options for medical careers in this area, and Fort Gordon is here, and there's a high level of tech and cyber security, our kids have access to incredible technology education. They have cyber, they have science, they have math, they have arts, and we even have, in most of our high schools and middle schools, robotics teams. I've even heard from a Greenbrier teacher who just happens to be my neighbor that she has been so surprised and charmed by how polite and lovely all of her students are. And she moved from Reno. So there you go. Money Magazine also looked at how Evans and all the other cities on the list of 10 were impacted by the pandemic and other factors that are going on in our country right now. And Evans did amazing. According to Money Magazine, despite the pandemic, our unemployment was just 5.2%, which is below the average of 7.8% and the national average of 11.1%. People stayed working safely and our caseload stayed pretty low. But what makes Evans a hidden gem? You can't get away from the beauty of the Savannah River and the Savannah River Rapids. Along the canal of the Savannah River, you can kayak, you can paddleboard, you can fish, and you can go running or hiking along our towpath. I mean, it's pretty breathtaking, and it borders South Carolina, so we look into all the beauty that is South Carolina, if that's something that interests you. Evans has a new performing arts center that's going to seat 2,200 people, welcoming Broadway tours, musical acts, dance acts in a state-of-the-art facility, and it's going to put us on the map. We're really excited. Close to the city center, we have Lady A Park and Pavilion, where we have rock concerts, nights with the symphony, and we have a huge playground and a splash pad and sports fields. It is very family friendly, and we do a lot of community events right out there at the community park. But maybe what might be most surprising to those of you who are not from the South is that locals and transplants say that the diversity in Evans, along with the Southern charm, has really wowed them. Right after the protests surrounding George Floyd's death, we had our own protest, and locals and transplants came out for the protest, and our leaders were there in the discussion, protesting with us, furthering the conversation. It really wowed people who were moving for the first time into our area. All these factors make Evans, Georgia, an absolutely fabulous place to consider if you're moving to the South. If you've been charmed by Evans and Augusta and you're thinking, yes, I want to move to this area, click up here and download our free relocation guide. And stop by our channel for more entertaining videos on living the Savannah, Augusta, Georgia life.